Today I'm going to use the crop tool and the image resize feature in Photoshop to crop and resize my image. The crop tool is over here in the toolbar. If you don't see your toolbar when you start up Photoshop, go to Window menu and make sure that Tools is checked. You can also move the toolbar around if you don't like it in the position that it's in. I like it there, so I'm going to keep it there. There we go. So crop tool brings up this special bounding box with these little pull tabs on all four sides. If I hold down my option key while I drag, I can drag in two sides uniformly. If I'm not pleased with the crop that I've made, I can always go back to my starting image. When I crop this image, I want to take out this label here, so I'm going to crop only from one side. I'm not holding down option, I'm just dragging in from the right. And when I'm happy, I'm going to let go. If I'm happy with the way that looks and I think that's the image I want to use, I can click on the check mark or double click on the image itself and it'll crop the image. I believe I'm in pixels right now as my unit of measurement. If you're not in pixels, so I think this is like 1700 pixels wide, which is a little bit wider than I want to use in my website. So if you want to change your units of measurement, you'll find that in Preferences, and it'll be under Units and Rulers. Once you open that up, under Units, you can set the rulers to pixels. So now I need to resize my image. From Image menu, I'm going to choose Image Size. Once I get in there, again, I just set this to pixels, so my measurements here are in pixels. If for some reason they're not in pixels, I can always click on the little tab over here and set it to pixels. I've got a lot of different choices in there. Pixels is what I want to use because this is going to be for a website. So I'm going to change the width. I'm going to make sure this indicates that proportions are constrained, which means whatever I enter into width, it's going to proportionally change the height instead of distorting my image. If I see those little brackets there, that's how I know that's set. I almost always want to reduce my image proportionally. Otherwise, I would distort it, and that is something I do not want to do. So I'm going to reduce this down to 300 pixels. There's a good thing about doing that. This is not the greatest resolution image. If I reduce to something smaller, it's going to look better. So once I'm set with the image size, 300 pixels, I'm going to click OK. Okay, and it's reduced my image down to, the view is 50%. If I think that looks too small, I can go to View menu and either fit on screen or 100%. Fit on screen is going to give me something that is kind of big. I can show you. Yuck. So I can see every pixel there. So that may not be the way I want to view things. So I'm going to choose 100%. Before you saw that my image sort of wound up, I don't know, everything's wonky today. So if I pull down to 100% and I don't see my image, if I hit the space bar, I can sort of drag my artboard around. So I'm happy with this. I'm set. This is what I'm going to use. To save this for the web, I'm going to choose File menu and go to Export and Save for Web. When I get to the Save for Web page, I'm going to decide, do I want to save this as a JPEG? Do I want to save this as a PNG image? Perhaps today I'll save as JPEG. Okay, and I'm confirming down here, image size. I could also resize the image from here if I wanted to. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to give it a different name because I want to preserve the original image. So I'm going to set this as bells. And click Save. And that's how we crop, resize, and save an image in Photoshop.